how you can compare and order rational numbers. Rational numbers can be all types of numbers, decimals, fractions, mixed numbers, integers, anything. So improper fractions. So example 1 talks about amount of homework complete. It doesn't matter what the question asks you about. If we're talking about rational numbers, we want them all to look the same, and that means we want them all to be decimals so that they look like money. It doesn't matter that the problem's not about money, we can still think of it as money. So I'm just going to take my number line down here and make all of these decimals look like money. So we're going from $0 to $1. And I go from easiest to hardest. So I start with 0.75 because that already looks like money. So I'm going to put that right there in between 70 cents and 80 cents. The next one I would do is 0.2 because all I have to do is add a 0 there, and now that looks like money. And it would go right here. The next easiest to do are the percents, because when you think about percent, we're talking, it's almost like cents. There's 100 cents in a dollar. So 33% is the same as 33 cents. And so that would go right about there. And 60% is the same value as 60 cents. So that would go right there. The last two that we have are fractions, and they're actually both benchmark fractions. So if you have your benchmarks memorized, this is going to be a lot easier for you. If you don't have your benchmarks memorized, you are going to have to divide using top in, bottom out, but hopefully you at least know 1/2. Remember, half of a dollar is 50 cents. So that would go right there. And remember that the fifths, you can count by 2s on your fingers. So your fifths are like your fingers, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. So 4/5 is 0.8 or 80 cents, and that would go there. And since this problem wants us to go least to greatest, that means we're going to start all the way over to the left, because remember, least is on the left, and we're just going to work our way to the right. So our furthest to the left value was 0.2, and then after that was 33%, and then after that was 1/2, then 60%, then 7/500, and our one that was the biggest value all the way to the right was 4/5. And so that is how you would put rational numbers in order, is to make them all look like money and then put them in order. Let's look at another example. Example 2 is similar. We're still graphing. This time we're ordering greatest to least. Differences here is that we have all decimals. That makes it easier. But we do have some negative amounts. That makes it a little bit harder. So if you think about these numbers down here, we're going from negative $1 all the way up to positive $1. I like to think about the things that would be in between all of these, because we're thinking about money. So think about your quarters. So between 0 and 50 cents would be 25 cents. And so between 0 and negative 50 cents would be negative 25 cents. Between 50 cents and $1 would be 75 cents. And between negative 50 cents and negative $1 would be negative 75 cents. That can help us figure out where our values are going to go. I like to start with the positives first, because those are the easier ones. Those are the ones we're used to. So 50 cents is just right there. It's already marked for us. 55 cents is just going to be a little bit more than 50 cents, so it's going to go a little bit to the right. and 90 cents is going to be close to $1, but not quite. So those should be really easy. The negatives are just a little bit harder because we're just learning about negatives, and so those are still a little bit new to us. I'm going to start with negative 60 cents because I know where negative 50 cents is, and I know where negative 75 cents is. So that's going to be a little bit in between those. So negative 0.6. And then with 30 cents, I know where negative 25 cents and negative 50 cents are. So negative 30 cents is just going to be a little bit to the left of that one. And then we know where negative 30 cents is, so we know negative 35 cents would just be a little bit to the left of that. This time they asked us to put it in order greatest to least, so you want to make sure you're starting on the right side and moving your way to the left side. And so our biggest value was 0.9, and then 0.55, then 0.5, then negative 0.3, and then negative 0.35. And our least value, furthest to the left, was negative 0.6. Remember that as values go further to the left, they're getting smaller. Least is on the left, remember that. And as numbers are going to the right, they're getting bigger. Okay, remember that you can always rewind and watch parts of this video again if you are still struggling, but hopefully this helped you.